Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day today. Great day for me. Day off from both jobs, no school, and I did pretty much jack shit. I loved it. Did go out with my friend there for a bit and took her to a few places. Did a little shopping, coffee, whatnot, and came home. Now I'm home. So this is Throwback Thursday. What did I wear today? Boom! Gravity, 1992. I thought it came out before then by a couple years. I thought this was out around 89, but get to be my age and a little dusty in the brain. Start going that far back, stuff stuff starts getting a little muffled up there, if you know what I mean. So yeah, um, let's get right into this. Um, how I applied it. For my moisturizer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Shirt on, 1, 2, 3. Seems like a lot, but the new stuff's a little weak, and I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, that's how I applied it. What do you get when you first smell this? I am hit with a citrus clove nutmeg combo. And a few minutes after that, a nice soft, almost suede like leather comes in. And I like this leather because it's not heavy leather. You know what I mean? I like a leather when it's just kind of a supporting note, not a main player. Although it's pretty noticeable in this, it's still just supporting that clove and citrus. Um, then when you go into the mid, about 30 minutes later, um, you start getting a nice, combined with that clove, nutmeg, citrus, and leather, you start getting this nice cedar sandalwood kind of combo, woody combo. I'm guessing cedar and sandalwood. Could be wrong. Could be a multitude of different woods, but I'm just guessing because they're usually the main two they use. With some floral aspects to it. I'm not sure what floral, but it's a powdery vibe. But I don't think it's lavender because it doesn't have that smell that lavender gives. It's just kind of florally. I know it's some kind of floral, and I probably know it if I really thought about it. But it's giving it the powdery floral kind of vibe that lavender can give without the smell of lavender. Um, then it hits the base, and it's kind of a really nice peppery vanilla with a hint of maybe a little musk. Nothing, but it's mostly a peppery vanilla in the base. Very nice, peppery vanilla and woody. Um, the whole time too, underlying this scent, there's a slight clean, almost fougere-esque, but not quite. Clean, slightly soapy, aqueous. Again, not an aquatic, just an aqueous vibe to it. Very nice scent. Um, Performance. Now I have the old one here, and this isn't even super old. I mean, I guess it is. It's from like 98 or 99, and this is the new one you can buy in stores. The old one's performance is through the roof, guys. This one's about 4 hours. You get about an hour projection, about an arm's length out there. Comes in pretty quick. Gives you a couple hours of a nice bubble. Nothing big. You do pick up whiffs and wafts of it. You will leave a slight trail. And then it's a pretty light skin scent for an hour. Then it's gone. Um, Not this one. This one here is a solid 8 hour scent. Projects pretty good for a couple hours. So an arm's length, if not a little more out there. Comes in, gives you a nice big bubble for a few hours. Then a nice detectable skin scent, and then a nice soft skin scent, and then it's gone. They did kind of neuter this, but it is what it is. Stuff changes. I'm not gonna cry about it. Still smells pretty damn close, like pretty much identical, really. Um, but I mean, that's not a. Like I said, this is back in the day. Everything lasted, a long time and projected really well. Even the cheap stuff, because this was cheap back in the day. It's still cheap now. What we call good or great performers today, 8 hours and a couple hours projection and blah blah, was average at best back in the. I don't remember the '80s so much because I was a kid. I didn't wear a lot of cologne, but definitely into the '90s, the late '80s, and going into the '90s, everything lasted. Like you'd put on a few sprays of cologne before school. You're at school for 8, 9 hours. You'd get home, you'd still smell it. People put on sprays before they go to the office or to work, and they get home from work 8, 9, 10 hours, you'd still be able to smell it. Um, So, I mean, 3 sprays of this back in the day, and even today, is pretty much the equivalent of putting on a couple sprays of Sauvage Elixir. Maybe not that potent, but pretty damn close. I mean, that's just the way it was back in the day. I mean, you guys who didn't get to experience Cool Water, I keep bringing that because Cool Water was one that I find they neutered really bad. Cool Water today, you're lucky to get 3 hours out of it. Um, but I mean, Cool Water was a 9, 10 hour scent. I mean, literally was equivalent of Sauvage Elixir. Putting on 2 or 3 sprays of that, you filled up a room and it lasted all day and it projected like a monster. And you guys who've only experienced Cool Water in the last 20, maybe even 25 years, you have no idea why old fuckers like us talk about Cool Water being this monster. Because, I mean, you only needed, quite honestly, you only needed 1 or 2 sprays, but we put on 3, 4, 5, and we stink out the school. I mean, think about it. 100 teenage boys wearing Cool Water. Oh, those poor teachers. Those poor teachers. It was just too much. So anyway, yeah, that was a quick throwback Thursday, guys. I mean, it was a great day. It was a great day. No compliments. I reapplied once today, and after that, I didn't bother replying. So by the time I went out, it was gone. But it will get you compliments. It's a nice scent. It's weird because how do I say it? Um, it's almost a bridge, quite honestly. You can almost see it as a bridge between old school uh, 70s and 80s scents into what will become the more modern, fresh, spicy, woody, even unisex aquatic floral scents of the late 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, and somewhat into today still. Um, it really has aspects of both. Like I said, it has aspects of the fougere quality, the fresh, soapy, clean, with the aspects of the floral aquatics, with the aspects of these fresh, woody scents. Vanilla is in there, and you really do pick up the vanilla in the base. I mean, these are things that weren't really used a lot in men's fragrances back in the late 80s, early 90s. So it's kind of, I see it as kind of a bridge, the start to kind of what a lot of stuff we're wearing even today, especially spicy vanillas that we're getting a lot of today. Not to the extreme of them, because this isn't gourmand, but it laid the groundwork. I find now there was stuff before that probably, but this is the first one I remember, and pretty much the first one I remember being extremely popular like that. So you like it or not, that's fine. You got to give the devil its due, and it really did help. It's a trend paved the way for a certain trends. It's a trend. It was a trend starter, not even a setter. It was a trend starter. At least that's what I think. You may think differently, and you may hate it and think it stinks. That's cool. We're all different. I really do think it's it really gave birth, or was, I don't say gave birth because it wasn't the only one, but it really helped set that trend forward to the stuff we'd see in the 90s and the 2000s, and somewhat today too, with, like I said, these spicy vanillas we're getting a lot of. This was one of the first ones I remember having like a peppery vanilla vibe to it, which was kind of neat at the time. Really unique, honestly. So, but still had that safe, old school 70s, 80s fougere-esque, not a fougere, but a fougere-esque kind of quality to it. So it's really nice that way. I think it's perfectly wearable today. Um, yeah, absolutely perfectly wearable today by anybody, any age. I don't care. Um, Even if you don't like old school fougeres, this isn't a fougere. This has some qualities, but it is. I think you might like it, especially the dry down with that vanilla and pepper combo and with that acquiesce vibe through it. It might remind you of a few things even today. So give it a try. It's literally like $10. I mean, yeah, I know you only get like 4 hours out of it, but I think you can actually get a 4 pack. I think it's $20 for a 4 pack of this preferred stock, Aspen, and Jovan Musk, I think, for like $20 at Christmas time from Shoppers. Do it. So yeah, guys, I kind of like to try to give memories with these Throwback Thursdays. Some quick little memories, and sometimes not so quick. I think I'm already over 10 minutes, so we'll do it. See if the only real memory, I have lots of memories with it, but really one that I would like to talk about is the very first time I smelled it. Um, I was 12 or 13 years old. My buddy just got it. Pretty much just came out. And his mom, he was one of the ones that got me kind of into colognes. Besides my sister and all her boyfriends, and always saying how her boyfriend smelled good. Um, and he had like Hugo Boss, and he had Polo, and he had Polo Sport, even I think it was, and a couple others. And he got this, and I went over his house one day before school because I'd go over to, we'd walk to school. Well, we'd walk to the school bus together, and he sprays, put a spray or two on. Oh man, I really like that. I can fucking put some on. I put some on, and I put too much on. I put like 7 sprays on, and I stunk the school bus out. The school bus driver told me to open the window. It was embarrassing. Still embarrassing when I'm turning red. I'm still embarrassing when I think of it. Um, but after a couple hours, it died down a bit, and it was nice the rest of the day. I didn't even go to first class. I stayed. It was a nice summer day, nice spring day, and I stayed outside. Just went down to the Tim Hortons, and it was down the road from school, and had a coffee and sat outside, and went back for second period after an hour and a half or so, and it was fine. I wasn't going to that class. So yeah, it's a quick little story, guys. Embarrassing but funny now that you look back at it. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.